All right, guys, today we're going to take a look at one of my favorite symbols, the Dow Futures, ticker symbol YM. Unbelievable moves today. In this video, I'm going to show you how a simple chart style and a simple trend line was able to catch 600 points on the Dow. Let's do it. Hi, what's up, traders? It's Mark here at DinoTrading.com, the world's #1 resource on learning how to teach yourself price action techniques. We don't mess with indicators. We don't mess with Japanese candlesticks. Today was just another day where price action techniques really performed extremely well. And listen, guys, this is all about trend lines, okay? So let's get into it, man. First piece of business. All those retail traders out there who are looking at this type of BS garbage charts, as you probably can imagine, as you probably know, they all got their heads chopped off. Far too many people have been trying to short this market because they don't know how to read price action. All right, so watch this. With one click of my mouse, I'm going to transform this chart right here into this chart right over here, okay? Which is what I call the clean chart. All right, why do I call this a clean chart? Well, in case it wasn't obvious to you guys, I think there's a night and day difference between the charts that the 95% of losing traders are using and what I would consider to be professional charts. Anyway, so last week, I did a video on the S&P futures, the S&P E-minis, and I believe I had done the video on a daily type of price chart. Okay, so this is the S&P E-minis. This is a daily chart, and I had talked to you guys a little bit about how I make my decisions each and every day. So if you haven't watched that video, I strongly recommend you watch that video first. I put a link to it below in the description because we're going to use those same concept of capturing information on a daily chart, okay, and using it to look for opportunities on an intraday chart, which is what you see on the screen right now, okay? So, I mean, listen, we've been bullish since January, all right? There's no doubt that on the daily charts, as you saw from last week's video, the signals were clean, they were obvious, but, when it comes to physically taking your potential entries every day, guys, remember, you have to be able to get the direction right, okay, on your own. I've provided some suggestions on how I do it, but listen, trading's discretionary. You guys may have many different ways on trying to figure out the direction. I believe that my way is, frankly speaking, one of the more legitimate ways, but, that's neither here nor there, okay? Once you've identified the direction, I'm telling you guys, everything just falls into place, okay? So to make it easy for you guys, all right, I'm really just going to be embracing the KISS concept. Keep it simple, stupid, right? I'm really going to try to dumb it down for a lot of you guys out there because I still feel that far too many people are screwing around with this indicator nonsense. I mean, it's true, man, right? How many people do you know? In fact, you yourself watching this video might have been guilty of trying to short the market today, yesterday, last week. I mean, if you've been shorting the market, you have legitimately gotten your head chopped off multiple times, okay? So what I'm going to do for you here is just give you two simple objectives, okay, on what you need to do on a daily basis and how I think, all right, this is just my opinion, how I think you should start your trading day, okay? So number one, as I covered a few moments ago, pick a direction, okay? However you do that, you will need to go ahead and pick a direction, okay? So if I go back and show you my daily chart here, you can see this chart goes all the way back to the start of the year. This is, literally how I pick my direction. I look for pivot point breaks. As you can see, one happened here. This was the first one from the year, and this was the second one from the year. This is what I like to do, but you can also just simply wait for reversal bars on a daily chart, all right? So that is how you identify the direction, which, guys, is step number one. Now, what's step number two? Well, step number two directly relates to step number one, right? When you get the direction correct, when you've identified the direction that you want to play on any given day, okay, you simply start looking for setups within the direction that you want to play, okay? So if you look at my charts here, my T-bar charts, they are substantially different than Japanese candlesticks, what you've heard me refer to numerous times as BS charts, right? These charts are price action charts. They typically stay the same color for long periods of the time, but that alone is not enough. We need to know how to look for proper setups, okay? Low risk setups with a high potential reward, okay? So let me show you how it's done. Since we've identified our direction, which is bullish, okay, I am now going to be drawing bullish trend lines as part of step number 2, okay? And a bullish trend line, all that does is it connects 2 dots, 2 pivot points, and we're waiting for the price to do this, to bust out and break above the trend line. Makes sense? Nothing terribly complicated about this, guys. I'd be shocked if you didn't understand what I'm explaining here. Just rewind the video and watch it again, all right? But watch this, all right? So you now recognize the pattern. So watch me try to print this pattern onto the chart. Let's try to find those pivot points. Well, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of dots here. You see these blue dots? These are pivot points. Let's go ahead and connect these pivot points. So here is one bullish trend line, and here is a second bullish trend line. Does that make sense? Okay. And now what you see here on the screen, on top of the trend lines, you also notice the exact area in the chart where the trend line breaks, which if you look at my prototype over here on the right, these look identical, right? So guys, this is exactly the roadmap on what I think successful trend trading looks like. Okay, this is not scalping. This is not trying to catch tops and bottoms, right? This is simply implementing a tried and true approach of trend trading. Remember, guys, I'm not the inventor of trend trading, right? Somebody else has invented trend trading 100 years ago. All I've been able to do very successfully here is show you how to properly draw these trend lines on a proper price action clean chart that you would never be able to do on this chart, right? Good luck trying to figure out pivot points. Good luck trying to figure out trend lines. I know many people have tried, and the charts look ugly. As if this wasn't already ugly enough, can you imagine trying to draw 50 million trend lines on top of it? Like, I mean, you drive yourself mad, right? Whereas on professional charts, what do we see? We only see 2 setups from today. That's it. If you missed these 2 setups, that's it. You were out. Okay, now I'm going to show you one more interesting thing for those of you guys that do like to catch tops and bottoms, all right? For those of you guys that have actually been trying to short the market, watch and learn a really good way to do that, okay? So let's flip this trend line around like this. Let's make it a bearish trend line, okay? Let me get rid of some of these breakpoints, all right? So this would now be, guys, a bearish trend line, and we're looking for what? We're looking to short the market whenever price smashes to the downside on this trend line, okay? So if I draw your attention to the left here, to these 2 pivot points, okay? Let's take one of these trend lines here. Actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and draw a new one, all right? If I connect this dot and this dot, okay, so these 2 dots right here, dot number 1, dot number 2, okay? Let's zoom in here. Now, isn't that interesting how if you were waiting to try to short this market, okay, and you were a patient trader, you're not looking to rush in and randomly guess like you would be doing on these candlestick charts, okay, if you were waiting for a proper area and location to do it, okay, even though you're technically kind of counter trend trading, all right, you're trying to catch that top, all right, just look how a simple trend line was able to nail 250 points on the Dow. Makes sense, guys? So there is nobody out there that can ever tell me that trend lines don't work. In my opinion, trend lines are the only thing that I think works really, really well. You do have to have, a clean, organized type of chart. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to spot these patterns. And guys, that's really the essence of trading successfully. Okay, you have to get good at, recognizing patterns. But that alone is not enough. You still need to identify the direction. When you do that, look for some good setups within the context of the direction. And the ability to spot these very easy recognizable trend lines, I'm telling you guys, this is going to, I think, potentially transform your trading literally on day one. If this is all you implemented, a trend line based approach, I think it's going to be a very powerful trading tool that you can add to your trading toolbox. And guys, the last thing I'm going to say is everything's automated here. I know you saw me draw all of these by hand, but all of these trend lines, okay, are actually drawn by robot. I've programmed a really cool build that will draw all of these trend lines round the clock, 24 hours a day. It will keep identifying these pivot points for you. It will keep drawing these trend lines for you. And every time a trend line breaks, you'll get a loud audio alert come through on your speakers so that you don't miss these type of really good setups. All right. Listen, guys, that'll do it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you want more information on how to get your hands on this, feel free to get in touch. Happy to hook you up with the one-on-one free demo. Do these demos all the time. Hey, guys, thanks for watching this video. Hope you crushed it today, and we will see you on the next trade.